In this video, I'm going to show you another strategy that you can use to subtract groups of 10. We're going to specifically focus on using the hundreds chart to subtract. So we've already learned a lot about the hundreds chart so far. Thinking about the way that it's set up, as I go to the right, the numbers get larger by 1. If I go to the left, the numbers get smaller by 1. So looking at this number, it'd be 1 more and 1 less. As I go down the hundreds chart, we've noticed that the numbers get larger by 10, so it would be like adding 10. So then when I'm going up the hundreds chart by 1 in the columns, then I am getting smaller. The numbers are getting smaller by 10, which is like subtracting. So we're going to use this knowledge of our hundreds chart to use it as a tool to help us when we're subtracting. So let's look at our first example. We have 47 minus 10. Now, one way that we're comfortable with using already is the base 10 blocks. So I could build it with base 10 blocks, seeing that it's 47, so I'd need 4 10s and 7 1s, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then when I'm subtracting, we know that we're taking away or getting rid of 1. So I would cross one of those off and see that I have 3 10s now, and my 1 stayed the same. So I have 7 1s. Now if I'm looking at the hundreds chart and doing this, 47 minus 10. So I'm going to start with 47, and I'm going to find that on the hundreds chart. I see that 47 is right here, so I'll circle it so I can find it. And then I'm subtracting 10, so just one group of 10. So instead of crossing it off, I'm going to go up on the hundreds chart 1 in the column. So this is the same as subtracting 10. So I would go up, and I would be landing on 37. Now we can test this and count by ones to go backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So instead of having to go back by ones, I can just go up one row within my column, and it would be the same as subtracting 10. So I got 37. Let's try with another example. This time we have 82 minus 30. So again, I'm going to start with my first number, the whole, or the larger number, and I'm going to find that on the hundreds chart. So take a look here and see if you can find 82 on the hundreds chart. I found it right here, so I'm going to circle it so I remember where it is. Now this time I'm going to look at my number that I'm subtracting, and I'm noticing that 30 has a 3 in the tens place. So when I'm moving on my hundreds chart, I'm going to move 3 spaces up because I'm subtracting 3 groups of 10. So I'll go up. I don't count what I'm starting on, I count the next one. 1, 2, 3. I can think of it as counting by tens. 10, 20, 30. And I landed on 52. As all good mathematicians do, I'm going to check myself with another strategy. So I'm starting with 82. Again, I'm going to do the base 10 blocks. So I will need 8 10s. Let's double check. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And I'll need 2 1s for 82. 1, 2. I'm subtracting, so that means I'm taking some away or getting rid of some. I want a smaller number. And if I'm taking away 30, I know that's 3 10s. So 1, 2, 3, or 10, 20, 30. Now I'm left with 5 10s and 2 1s, which is 52. Notice again, the ones place didn't change because I'm doing a group of 10s. There's no ones that I'm taking away. So I got the same difference by using the hundreds chart and by using my base 10 blocks. Let's try one more. This time, I want you to pause the video and use the hundreds chart. So I should see you getting out your hundreds chart from our math materials and solving it on the hundreds chart. You can also double check yourself using base 10 blocks, using a second strategy. Now that you've solved it on your own, let's try it together. So this one we have 68 minus 20. I'm always going to start at that first number, the larger number or the whole. So I'm going to find 68 on the hundreds chart. 68 is right here, so I'm going to circle it. This time I'm subtracting 20, so I will be moving up, subtracting, and I'm going to be moving up 2 because I have 2 10s. 1, 2, or 10, 20. This time I landed on 48, so I know the difference is 48. Again, good mathematicians always have multiple strategies to check themselves, so let's check with the base 10 blocks. 68, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68. Subtracting means I'm crossing off or getting rid of some. 20 would be 2 10s, 10, 20. And I'm left with 4 10s and 8 1s, or 48. So as you can see, this can be a really great, easy strategy for you to use. And it also helps us to see that when I'm subtracting groups of 10, where there's a 0 in the ones place, it really helps us see on the hundreds chart that the tens place is changing, but the ones is not. So that's going to help us as we move towards doing this mentally in our heads.